What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 0 Mile ADV, a true beginner's guide to adventure motorcycling from a beginner's perspective. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 mistakes I made as a new rider preparing for BDR and getting ready for bigger adventure rides. So hopefully you won't make the same mistakes as me. So with that, let's get into the video. All right, but first guys, we did it. We finally caught one, and we caught a big one this time. It has been a while because you guys have been so amazing, but we caught a big one. What do you mean? What do we mean by a big one? We caught a big troll. So let's get into snarky comment of the week because we haven't had one in a while because you guys have been so awesome. So let's get into this comment today and give this troll his due. It came from @FamBosch6416, and this commented was edited. So he took a lot of time to think about this, but I think I have to give Fam his credit because it doesn't appear that English is his first language because of the way this is written, but he does know English expletives. So I got to give him credit there. So let's get into this amazing snarky comment of the week. He says, at least you mentioned that you told, I don't know what that is. Again, this is where I think English isn't his first language, that you were not a specialist, but a beginner's review. And he copied that out, it looks like, is the way he pasted that. But so much blah, 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 with no real interesting things that are not already known and way less experience. Experian is a credit bureau, it's not experience, which I think is the word you were looking for, of the bikes you were driving. By the way, I drive 30K as much as possible on and off road. Again, probably not from the US because he's using kilometers, and in the US we use the stupid imperial system, so he probably would have put it in miles as he is from the States. So again, somewhere halfway across the globe, we're making an impact. We're catching trolls all over. As much as possible off-road on an 890 Adventure R. No issues with all the stuff you complained about. After the complaint might be the right word, about the fuel gauge did it for me. Read the, that's the expletive, insert expletive. We're keeping this kid friendly, right, in case kids are interested in bike. Manual of look at, and this is what it doesn't make. Read the manual of look at some real YouTube contributors that know what they are talking about. Fam, thank you for that. Thank you for taking the time to figure out how to use Google Translate, not very well, to use to try to write a really snarky, mean comment. I hope it, and you edited it, so you did a lot of work there. I hope you feel amazing, because that's what I'm here for. Because honestly, dude, I don't care. I think it's so funny. I'm just some small YouTube creator trying to build a motorcycle apparel company, ride bikes, having fun, and it just makes you so mad. I'm sorry, but hopefully getting that comment out made you feel a whole lot better. With that being said, if you're watching this video and you're not new and you want to leave a comment below that will make you feel better, maybe tell me about why this sweet new mustache I'm growing in looks so stupid, or why I've got this receding hairline, or why I'm not a real YouTube contributor. Although I don't know what that means. Is there like a YouTube university on YouTube that you got to go to be a contributor? I don't know. If you want to leave those comments below to make you feel better, I'm here for it. Because honestly, I'm here for you guys to make you feel better. So leave those terrible comments below, and let's get into my 5 mistakes of things I did that hopefully you can learn from for your first BDR. Okay, the first thing I have to say is just overpacking. This is probably an easy one for most people. What I have learned is you need like one set of like decent ADV gear that you are just going to hammer on, right? So get yourself a climb suit, the Aero Stitch one-piece suit, whatever you want to wear pretty much, because you're going to wear that every day and you're going to wear it most of the day. So with that, I found when I did the New Mexico, I tried to consciously pack less, but I still feel like I overpacked. Honestly, I brought one pair of our black 0 Mile ADV denim because they're so soft and yet still protective and they're comfortable. So I'm speaking from experience here. So I packed one pair of jeans that I wore like after I took a shower, and then when we went out to dinner with the guys, one pair of pants. I pretty much, because I'm only wearing them for a couple hours each night, they didn't really get dirty, and so I kind of just re-wore them. And then something to sleep in, and of course all my toiletries. And if you're also interested in the kind of slimming down your checklist, and 4 things that will help you that nobody else talks about for packing for BDR, go to zeromileadv.com and download our free BDR packing checklist, which I have downloaded and used myself. Downloaded. I probably don't have to download it because I created the thing. Although I do. I have to. Sometimes I print it out. Anyways, let's get into number 2. Number 2, I would say, is distance. If you're doing a big like BDR, I would say don't overshoot the distance. For me, I feel like a good, enjoyable day is about 150, maybe 200 miles at the most. And I feel like then you can really enjoy the BDR. You can push and ride the technical sections, and then you're just not completely blasted at the end of the day. So generally, on the days where we have gotten started at, say, like, gotten up at like 7, had some breakfast, and then hit the road by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then finished by 2 or 3 o'clock, those were the best days for me. Because riding a motorcycle is tiring, and especially when you're riding it off-road, it can be tiring, even though a lot of the BDR roads are dirt roads and they're not overly technical unless you're doing the hard technical sections. But again, I feel like trying to overshoot for too many miles and just getting it done too quick, for me, kind of defeats the purpose. I feel like the sweet spot is right around that 150 to 200 miles. Usually is a really good and enjoyable day, and it's quite fun. So again, overshooting your mileage is probably the biggest mistake. A really good example of that is on New Mexico. We did I think over a 300 mile day, including Chloride Canyon, which is like a technical section. And I was just so beat down at the end of that day. And like the thought about getting on the bike and riding again the next day just did not sound appealing at all, because we had started at 7 and we didn't get done till 9 o'clock at night. And it was just way too long. It was just way too far, especially riding a challenge section where you're going to be picking and you're going to be going like 10, 15 miles an hour. It was just too much. So speaking from personal experience, those 300 plus mile days are hard. Even when you're doing 300 plus mile days and maybe you have a lot of highway miles, those can be long days too, especially depending on what bike you are. Back to Fam's comment, if you're on an 890 Adventure R on the highway, it's terrible, although he seems to love it. So let's give a shout out to Fam for just crushing miles on that 890 and having a good time. All right, let's get on to number 3. Okay, but first, before we get on to item number 3, if you're not aware, we're talking about BDRs, and today I'm wearing the 0 Mile Colorado BDR t-shirt because this is what started it all with their hometown of Grand Junction, Colorado, here on the map. Basically, we are in the humble beginnings of the 0 Mile organization. This like 10 by 10 warehouse workspace is where it is all starting. You are looking at the staff. It is me, essentially trying to make cool motorcycle apparel that you'd want to wear every day and not just on the bike, and be comfortable and look good. So if you're interested in that, you can see some of our stuff here. Here's our flannels, here's our pants, here's our denim. So if you want to support the company, also including a free crash warranty. If you are unfortunate enough to hit the ground, we want to hook you up. The last thing you would worry about is having to replace your gear. So free crash warranty. You order the wrong size, no problem. We got you covered. Go to zeromileadv.com. Check out all of our gear. Let us know. Buy some stuff, hopefully, if you like it. If not, no worries. Let's move on. Number 3 kind of tags on. This is probably the most important, and this tags on to item number 2 a bit, and that's just riding too fast. On both BDRs, Colorado wasn't so bad, but New Mexico was bad. It just seemed like there was the leader of our group and maybe a couple of other people that were doing like 75 miles an hour through 35 mile an hour zones. We actually, as the dirt road we came on, it kind of dumped into this neighborhood, and this guy comes off his property just screaming, like incredibly furious, because everybody was ripping like 75. I also would have been mad, as somebody that is now a father and has a child. If I had kids and there was dudes that were just ripping 75 miles an hour in a 25, I think it was a 25 or 35 mile an hour zone, I too would have been pretty pissed. I think there's a couple things to this. One, for me, I feel like a BDR is the experience of a BDR is riding a motorcycle on some cool roads that not a lot of people are going to see. And if you are rushing through it, you're going to miss, I think, the best part of a BDR, which is just getting to different parts of states that not a lot of people are going to see. because not a lot of people are going to take those roads, and you get pretty remote sometimes. And I think this is something that is far too overlooked. And a lot of times it's just like, how fast and how skilled am I to be able to rip down these dirt roads? And I just don't think I would recommend that. I just don't think that I wouldn't try to race it. To each his own. Actually, I saw a guy on like the BDR forums the other day that was like trying to complete the Colorado BDR in the shortest amount of time. Those are pretty cool. I think that's like a cool challenge. But if you're new and you want to do a BDR, honestly, take your time, ride within the limits of the road too. Because I think another downside is you know, there are a couple instances in New Mexico where it's like these guys are ripping so fast down the road. There's one instance where it was like almost a major issue, basically cutting across traffic because we're going too fast and we're missing our turns and we're not following our tracks, and it could have been really bad. A lot of people could have been really hurt, and that wouldn't be good for anybody. And also, there are other people on those roads back there, so if you're cutting 75 miles an hour around a corner, a blind corner, and somebody else is coming on, it is not going to be good for you or that person. And surely because you just want to prove that you're the fastest rider and the best rider, you're going to hurt not only yourself but somebody else. So for me, riding way too fast, slow it down, enjoy the BDR, have fun. If there's one thing I can take from this is like, don't worry about other people. Just like ride your own ride and have fun, right? Like that's why I love snarky comments of the week, because I'm just being me. I'm doing what I want to do to have fun. I don't really care what you think. You know, I do care. Actually, if you have constructive criticism, leave those comments below. If there's ways I can make these videos better, let me know. Leave those below. I'm interested in getting better. But just purely talking trash, I don't care. I don't care to be the best. I don't care to be whatever. Like, I'm just trying to be me. So I'm getting a little long-winded on that. Let's get into item number 4. Item number 4, I think, is ignoring fitness, the importance of fitness. You know, I learned this especially on Ophir Pass, coming down Ophir Pass, because it really kicked my butt. I think I've talked about this before. It is a lot of, when we rode it, it's always a decent amount of like broken shale, but it's a lot of exposure on one side. And so one mistake could be really consequential because there's a lot of exposure. Like you would go pretty far down a hill, probably not getting your bike out of there. You're gonna have to get airlifted out. And being able to control that bike through that shale and like just all the factors, like my heart rate was just through the roof. I was breathing so hard. I was working really hard. I was at, you know, your altitude. I live in Colorado, so I'm, used to living at least a mile high. And so getting to 12,000 feet generally isn't a problem for me. But when you're working hard and you're trying to control a bike and there's just a lot of things to keep, to take into account, I can't talk, it just becomes fitness becomes really important. And so there was a time there where I'm like, I'm glad, I'm in the gym 3 days a week and I'm mountain biking 3 days a week. So basically my lifestyle is 6 days a week of exercise. And there's times where I was stopping and I was like, I can't imagine how I would feel if I hadn't been working out and I was out of shape and I hadn't gotten ready, like I felt like I wasn't physically prepared for this adventure. Now, do I think you need to be like an Ironman athlete, that sort of thing? No, but I think it is worthwhile to have a decent level of fitness just to help you. And if you get into some tight situations where you got to move a bike around, it's just going to be helpful. That might ruffle some feathers, but I just think that, don't discount the idea of how important general health and fitness is to being able to do a BDR and doing it safely. Okay, last but not least, tip number 5. And this really applies if you go out and you ride with a tour group. So if you're like me and trying to get your buddies that ride motorcycles together to ride a BDR is like herding cats, and so sometimes you just got to sign up so you can go and you can accomplish it. Tip number 5 will be really helpful to you, and that is ride in the back. I've talked about this before in my other videos, but if you were new like me, riding in the back, you're going to have a sweep. So generally most group rides, they're going to have a person in the front and in the back. So even this would even apply if you go out and just do a local organized group ride of some sort. So maybe it's just a local ADV ride. They're going to have a lead and then they're going to have a sweep. And that sweep is just making sure that nobody gets left behind, right? So if somebody runs into a mechanical, they're going to stop, they're going to help. It's just making sure that the group nobody gets lost and left behind. But more importantly, a lot of times those sweeps are really skilled adventure riders. And in my case, when I did Colorado, I had just had the greatest time and learning experience from the sweeps on both Colorado and New Mexico. So shout out to Colorado Motorcycle Adventures who put this on, because they just put some really talented people to lead these rides, and without that, you know, it just made such a huge difference in my riding. Chip and both JP was the sweep on the New Mexico, and like JP, no discount to Chip, because Chip is an amazing dude and he rides really, really well. He's really good as well. Also, like me, he got like a 1290, and Chip, if you're watching this video and I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he bought a 1290 and then just like went and did a BDR and hadn't really like done a lot of adventure motorcycling, and now he's like leading rides. So like that's super cool, because I love big bikes and he did that, so it's awesome. But JP is actually like a Chris Birch instructor. So imagine having for 7 days somebody watching you and how you're riding, just to help you get better. And for somebody like me who doesn't take offense to like, hey, you're doing this wrong, I actually appreciate it, because another shout out, I've mentioned this book so many times before. There's a book called Peak Performance, and it just talks about like the things you need to do if you want to acquire a skill. If you want to get good at something, what does that mean? The number one takeaway from that book, if you don't want to read it, I think it's really worth it, I've read it a number of times, is that you need instant feedback. And so when you ride in the back of a group with these experienced riders, when you stop to look at a nice view or whatever, you can ask them for instant feedback. How did I look back there? What did I do wrong? And this has really helped correct my body positioning. And now that I'm riding my dirt bike a lot more, and I'm trying to improve my overall off-road riding ability, all of those same skills are translating. Like all of the basics that they were correcting me on and the mistakes I was making are now applying to the dirt bike, and I can apply to more tougher, more challenging situations to really hone my skills. So I'm getting really long-winded again. I always do that, but I just think this one is super, super important. And I think it's like the ultimate cheat code, because a lot of times in my experience, which is only 2 BDRs, so I could be wrong. You know, I could have just lucked out and just had 2 amazing dudes on the BDRs that I've done and just have lucked out. But in my experience, a lot of times these guys are super, super cool, and they want to help, and they're happy to give you their feedback and opinion to help you be a better rider. So with that, check out zeromileadv.com, check out some of our apparel if you're interested, leave a comment below, subscribe, all that good stuff. But make sure not to put it on the, actually, we need a little bit more public exposure, because it's been a while since we got a snarky comment. So shout out to Fam for finally getting us that snarky comment of the week. I want to make sure he gets his due, because I think that's what these people want the most. They just want some attention. They want people to know that they're important. And Fam, you're important to us here at Zero Mile ADV. So with that, stay safe out there.